welcome to Gunpla Reviews, where it's myself versus my shelf. Almost 250 model kits and a queue of reviews to do. Today's challenger is the high-grade 144 Gundam Vual from Mobile Suit Gundam, Iron Blooded Orphans, Gekko. This is from the year of our Bandai Lords, 2017, and as is tradition, let us observe the manual. And as we can see, this comes from the era, and we'll use the backside, where manuals became bilingual. You can see that we're talking about the weaponry, the mining hammer, the round shield, the spike shield, and the blade. All of which we will take a look at momentarily. For now, we observe our challenger, this young man. And how's that doing? Nope, it's just in my head that my camera is not level. It's level. At the top here, we have the traditional full exorcist twist. Get a little... Nope, no side to side. You get that up and down though. And a little bit of chicken. At the shoulder, you get this much wiggle room in here, as you can see. The shoulder pad doesn't really obstruct things as much as the head does. Full unfettered rotation. The usual bicep. You get about 110 degrees here, and on this arm, much the same. Flex. No, well, I mean, you could get a little bit of waist in there if you want to pull it out of socket, but really, just usual Gundam frame action. Side skirts will go all the way up. And we're going to get those out of the way. Because of the way it's designed, Gundam frames have a full split. You get side rotation. And here's where I start to kind of get mad at the design of things. Because of how bulky the legs are and the way that they're, like, here's the straight line here, but there's so much in the front here and at the back at the calf. You get a sense of thinking it's got that, oh, what is it called? There's a term for it, and then it's not bipedal. Not quadruped, because that's 4 legs. Digigrade, I think? Where you think the leg bends that way, and here's your first bend, and then there's a second bend here, and it's not. The reverse bend legs. Anyway, your knee, despite appearances, you get a lot of knee. And I popped that. That's my fault. That can stay in the void for a little while. Usual wide array of action on the foot, side to side. Massive toe bend, back and forth, big wiggle. And then I'm gonna fix his arms before we pop something out of joint. And let's talk about some stickers. you don't see too many stickers, and there's not one on that kneecap. The chest vents are a white piece, and here is purple. Of course, you have your regular camera, eyes, nothing at the back of the head. I could have sworn I saw one on the body, but I suppose I'm wrong. Oh yes, right here, on the elbow. One big chunky sticker, which, let me pull this in real quick, is actually 3 stickers because of the shape of it. You can barely see the seam running along here, so you have a sticker for the outside, the elbow, or the inside. I said that backwards. This arm right here is superfluous. It doesn't function anything for this design. As the lore goes, as I grab this kneecap, the way that the Vual here was designed is it was recovered and only had a frame. What they did was they took parts of the Astaroth, seen previously, and slapped it on here with a little bit of yellow horn backing, and you get this with its massive amount of boosters. And I am, of course, a fan of the asymmetry here. Your shoulders are asymmetrical, the arm, you've only got one calf booster back here. Now, accessories, which we addressed earlier. We have the glaive, a two-handed weapon. Those of you that have played Dynasty Warriors or more popularly Chrono Cross, you'll recognize this as the swallow type weapon that Surge uses. You have the mining hammer, which is more or less like 2, maybe 3 pieces all together. It has no articulation, even though this is designed to rotate and spin as you hit things. You have the spike shield, which is where most of your stickers are. You have the obvious color application here on the front, and 3 more here on the back. Pardon, 4. You have 1 in here, which is cut open to reveal these dark spots, right? No, but it's really convincing. It's very subtle, but there's a slight color difference so that when you're not right up on it, you think this is poking in through the back. So you've got 1 here, this one in the middle, this large one across here. That is where my thumb is crossing, that is part of the sticker, and then this last segment up here. And the round shield, which is an anomaly for Gundam in general, because off the top of my head, not including anything like build fighters or divers, there's only 3 mobile suits that use a rounded shield. The Tall Geese, the Shenlong, and now the Vual. All of which require hand application. Separate your hand, and I'm grabbing this one in particular because I want to show you something. Is very slightly, I can see it, you may not be able to see it here, but I stressed the plastic on this hand. The hand is only meant to hold a certain amount of this glaive. Once you reach part of it, I believe that trying to hold it a certain way is where I stressed it. So you do want to be careful with how you hold the glaive. It's a very long and cumbersome weapon, because you can see in the middle it's loose, it wiggles, and you have to get it to one of these sections here at the edge to get it to not wiggle about, but then too far and you start to stress it. So that's a downside. The spike shield here will only fit up here at the shoulder, alas, which is fine. That's extra protection. The hammer, which is taller than the mobile suit, is very similar to the glaive. You'll want to separate it, slide it in. Then over here, add to the round shield. This piece will come off, and you will withdraw the other hand again. Oh, I'm holding it wrong. Alright. You'll want to make sure you have the round part outward, right? No. We'll go this way. Squish that into place so you can rotate it back and snap that into place and carry. This will snap into place along the wrist. Oh, that was not on camera. You can see right there that the wrist does kind of fit into this space here. Good grief, I'm just not putting it on camera at all. So it'll be nice and firm in there, even though it seems I've loosened my joints quite a bit. You can also rotate it and it'll stay in place. Just mind the back of your hands, because this would not be the first time that I break a hand based upon me trying to do things. And I would hate to break it on camera. I'm going to pull it in close for a moment. Give me a second. Because the back of the hand is falling off. And it popped off. Didn't break, just popped off. I've dropped pieces. Whatever. We're gonna move on. The last bit that we have here is, unfortunately, there is nowhere to store your glaive. It's hold it or don't. Back here, you have I was going to bring that up later. You have a piece here that you can snap onto your hammer, and that will fit on any 3mm peg that you have on your kit. There's a couple on the side skirts if that's how you do. I personally prefer this one in the back. That's how I do. And then we pick up the whole body. This is going to be the biggest downside to this kit, and it's a problem that I have with several other IBO kits, is because the waist is so narrow down here, it's very easy, super easy. Like there's to wiggle it out of place, and as you saw, the chest, the torso is more top heavy than the rest. It is very easy for that ball joint to just come right out. Looking at it, I can see it's a little scraped up, so I don't know if that's a case of it's been scratched and scraped away, or at a previous juncture I had tried to apply a little bit of top coat to it in order to keep it from that happening over and over again. And so we here at Axis Communications Entertainment will give this boy a front row. The lack of place to put the glaive loses it like the littlest bit, because everything else can be stored. These stickers are at a minimum on the kit. Everything is really applied to the accessory, mostly on the shield. But then you get to the torso. The torso is just a really sore spot for me because I don't like posing and playing with my toys and then all of a sudden, oh, there goes the entire upper half right off the stand. Good luck. I do, as usual, I've said, I like the asymmetry in things, especially in a more aggressive design. Asymmetry in something plain, meh. Asymmetry in something aggressive, let's go. I love the big hammer. I adore round shields, more classic, like chivalry times, you know, typical typical fantasy shaped things. The pseudo I don't want to call it diamond, I don't want to call it a polygon because that's not right either. It's like the trapezoid? No, whatever. The six-sided shield that you get, the grandpa shield, the classic shield. I'm really bored of that design. So seeing this is something else that I adore. But it has just I can't give it an ace rating because the waist thing. It's way too easy to stress the hand, just to hold the blade without it wiggling about like an idiot, because you can see we can do that, and then, oh look, it just slides around, and that's not good for posing. That's bad for posing. And then, as we saw, I was having a weird struggle with the shield, so, meh. But it's still a really good kit regardless. I just had a few personal issues with it. Rambling aside, I thank y'all for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the updates to the channel itself and its aesthetics in our presentation. And let's continue to be smart, safe, and humane people. Good night, Space Nuts.